Ever feel like you're building one of those, championship racing teams for AI, but like you're stuck doing every single job
Oh, I feel that.
yourself, coding, tuning, even making sure your AI doesn't go off track? Like,
Yeah, like you're building the car and trying to win the race all at the same time.
exactly. But what if I told you Spring AI just hired a whole pit crew just for us?
Oh, wow.
Today, we're diving into advisors, and this is a feature that promises to like supercharge our AI applications.
Okay, yeah, think of advisors like specialized modules. They streamline your AI workflow so they can handle routine tasks, optimize that performance, even add kind of like safeguards to keep your AI on track.
Okay, so less coding every single detail and more plugging in pre-built solutions. I'm intrigued, but like I need specifics.
Yeah.
What does an advisor actually do?
Okay, so imagine you're building a chatbot, right? An advisor could be like having a built-in memory module so your chatbot remembers past interactions. Or like an advisor could be like a safety net, filtering out like biased or inappropriate responses.
Wait, so instead of writing tons of code to like manage conversation history or prevent bias,
Yeah.
I could just plug in an advisor that's already trained for that.
Precisely. Spring AI provides all these pre-built advisors so you can focus on like the unique aspects of your application,
It is this huge.
maximizing efficiency.
It's like having a whole team of expert coders just like working behind the scenes to make my AI smarter.
But how do these advisors actually work? Is it like some crazy complex process?
It's actually more elegant than you might think. Picture a relay race.
Okay, I'm visual. I like where this is going. Okay, so the user's request is the baton. It gets passed down a chain of advisors, and each advisor can examine it, modify it, even enhance the baton before passing it on.
And the final runner is the AI model itself.
Exactly. It processes the potentially modified request, sends the response back through that same chain of advisors for any final adjustments.
So each advisor like gets to inspect, potentially even like tweak the information go into A&D from the AI model.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a pretty clever system.
Like having a team of specialists, each with their own kind of area of expertise, making sure everything's running smoothly.
I'm starting to like really see the power of this.
Yeah.
So who are some of these like quote specialist advisors on our AI pit crew?
One standout is the message chat memory advisor. Imagine you're building a chatbot, right? This advisor remembers those past interactions. Just like, earlier in this conversation, we both kind of referenced that relay race analogy.
So it prevents the AI from going full Dory from Finding Nemo, forgetting everything we just discussed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's critical for a chatbot, I would imagine.
Exactly. Another fascinating one is the question answer advisor.
Okay.
And it implements a technique called retrieval augmented generation, or RAG.
RAG. Okay, now that one sounds a little intimidating.
It's simpler than it sounds.
Okay.
Think of RAG as giving your AI access to this massive, constantly updated library. So when it encounters a question, right, it can pull in relevant information from external sources in real time.
So it's like having a superpowered research assistant that can instantly access and cite the absolute latest information.
Yeah.
That changes the game completely.
You got it. Instead of being limited to its initial training data, your AI can provide more comprehensive, up-to-date answers.
This is mind-blowing. Okay, what other pre-built advisors should we know about? Are there any that address the concerns around, like, AI safety and bias?
Absolutely. The Safeguard Advisor is like having like a vigilant sensor on your team.
Okay.
So it analyzes both incoming requests and outgoing responses, and then filters out any potentially harmful or inappropriate content.
That's reassuring, especially with all the concerns about AI going rogue these days.
Right.
So we've got memory, research, and a safeguard. It's like building like the ultimate AI dream team. But like, what if I have a need that's like super unique, something that isn't covered by these pre-built advisors?
That's where things get really interesting, right? Because Spring AI lets you build your own WN custom advisors.
Wait, I can actually create an advisor from scratch.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
It's easier than you might think.
Okay.
Spring AI provides all the building blocks, you just define the logic. Kind of like writing a set of instructions for your AI pit crew.
Okay, now I need an example. Like, walk me through what building a custom advisor actually looks like.
Okay, let's say you want to keep a detailed log of every interaction with your AI, maybe for debugging or analysis.
Sure.
You could create like a simple logger advisor to do just that.
Symbol log advisor, it even sounds approachable.
Right.
What would the code for that look like?
You'd essentially create a new class and tell Spring AI, hey, this is an advisor and here's how it fits into the chain. Then you write a bit of code to define its behavior, like, when you see this type of information, log it.
So I'm basically teaching Spring AI a new trick.
Yeah.
This is way more intuitive than I expected. But can you give me an example of like a more complex task I could handle with a custom advisor? So I can create an advisor to like log things.
Yeah.
But are there other examples of more complex tasks I could handle with a custom advisor? This is where I feel like things could get really interesting.
Absolutely. So we've talked about memory, right?
Right.
But what's fascinating is that even the most advanced AI can benefit from a little nudge to revisit information. It's
Yeah.
kind of like saying, okay, before you jump to any conclusions, just take another look.
You mean like when I'm speed reading and have to like go back and reread a paragraph because I'm like, wait, what?
Exactly. Researchers have actually found that prompting AI to reread can drastically improve its reasoning abilities,
Uh,
especially with those complex instructions. This is where the rereading advisor comes in.
Okay, so it's like giving our AI a double check superpower.
Right.
That's amazing. But like, how would I actually build something like that?
It's similar to that logging example. You create that custom advisor, but instead of just logging the information, you're kind of subtly guiding the AI to revisit that user's request.
So instead of log this, I'm telling it to reread that.
Precisely. You might add something like, remember to consider this carefully, and then repeat the user's request. It's a simple tweak, but it has a significant impact on accuracy and understanding.
That's incredible. A few lines of code can make my AI a more careful, insightful, like thinker.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here.
And we're just scratching the surface,
Yeah.
right? So we talked about this chain of advisors,
Right.
but you can even control the order that they operate in.
Right. Like the order they get to touch the information must matter, I would imagine.
Exactly. Let's say you have an advisor that's checking for sensitive information, right? And another one that's cleaning up typos.
Sure.
You'd want the security check to happen before any information is altered.
Well, yeah, that's just common sense.
Exactly.
It makes total sense that I'd want to like prioritize certain tasks in the workflow.
Spring AI lets you control that order, ensuring that everything runs in the most logical and secure sequence.
So it's like fine-tuning not just what my AI can do, but how it approaches each task.
Yeah.
This is getting seriously strategic. What other like hidden depths are there in this advisor system?
We've covered a lot, but one more mind-blowing feature is the ability for advisors to communicate with each other.
Wait, hold on. We're talking about advisors having their own like little side conversations now.
Think of it as collaboration, not gossip, right?
Okay.
So one advisor might kind of detect the user's sentiment, happy, frustrated, etc.
Right.
It can then share that insight with other advisors down the chain. And those advisors can then tailor the AI's response accordingly.
So one advisor might be like, "Psst, hey, this user seems confused," and another advisor can adjust the AI's response to be more helpful and patient.
Yeah,
That's like next level teamwork.
yeah, you got it. It's like having a team of experts kind of whispering strategies to each other, all to make your AI as smart and effective as possible.
This whole deep dive has been a revelation. I mean, we've gone from like a basic understanding of advisors to like uncovering their incredible power and flexibility.
And the best part is this is just the beginning, right? The potential applications for advisors are still being explored.
It's true.
It's exciting to think about what, innovative solutions developers like you will create.
So to all our listeners out there, imagine building your next AI application with this level of like control and customization. If you've ever dreamt of building truly intelligent, responsive AI, Spring AI advisors just might be that missing piece of the puzzle.